Hello, everybody. Welcome to this live. So, my people, Wagwan, I've been inspired to do a We the People reading. So, let us see what it is that God want to tell us at this time. I've been guided to 8 different decks. So, put in your headphones and pay attention to what you need to pay attention to. You can always come back and watch this later. Okay? So, my darlings, let's see what our God wants us to know. The Supreme Being. I got my card back, but there's still a little bit of those particles on there, but it's not as bad as it was before. So much better now. It dawned on me one day, I should get the Hoover and suck them up. Imagine. So long I've been suffering, can't do readings, and I didn't even think. Not once did that thought come to me. Or Malika for that matter. Because I tried to use the Play-Doh, but it was too long. And it got rid of a lot of the particles, but there was still some left because the Play-Doh kind of dry out. Ah, dear Lord, if there's anybody trying to interfere with this reading, please block them so we can receive the messages that you brought us here to receive. And do step in and deliver your messages to we, your people. Thank you. Two more. Okay. Alright, so we got build on solid ground. I think my camera's a little bit too far. So yeah, so this is all about building on solid ground. Okay, so that means however you plan on going forward, it would be wise to start off that way. So shit like lying doesn't create a firm foundation. Keeping secrets that you know you should reveal, that's not a sturdy foundation. Okay, you're setting yourself up for a tower in the future. Okay, and you can't blame nobody but self. So before we even go into our next season, God is letting us all know right now that we need to build on solid ground. Drop the people you know you need to drop, situations, deal with what you truly believe is going to get you where you're trying to get to in the future. Okay? Don't hope for a garden full of roses when you're planting cactus. Okay? It doesn't work that way. So, there's a need for us to be real with ourselves. What does God want to tell we the people? Build on solid ground. That's the first thing. I heard things will never be the same again. Hang on, guys. Okay. Alright, so let's see if this belongs in the upright. Okay, it belongs in the upright. It says reflect on your truth, first of all, and accept what is dying. Exactly. What is dying can also be thought of what you know won't work. So you may not see it dying physically, but in your mind you know that something is not gonna work. You need to reflect on that truth. Don't try to sidestep it because the truth don't care who you are, how long it takes, or none of that. It will always come up. And karma don't miss. And karma doesn't have to be like a, you don't have to see it as a punishment, but karma is just the balancer. See karma as the balancer. Okay? There are spiritual principles at play in life to bring about balance, and it does not miss, it does not make mistakes. Okay? Life is one giant alchemical event, cause and effect. Okay? Whether it's an action or inaction, they all come with an effect. So it's very important that we make the right decisions at every moment. Okay? So reflect on your truth and accept what is dying. Things will never be the same again. Just accept that shit. That's what we gotta do right now. That's what God wants us to know. At the bottom of the deck, it's all about living life to the fullest. Exactly. You can't get your best life when you're not putting your best foot forward. If you put hate out into the world, expect hate to come back at its appointed time. Sometimes it takes longer than others. I'm still trying to understand the law of karma because I hear some people say about, they say like the sins of the father and mother fall on the children. I'm not sure if that is true. I might have to do a reading to ask God specifically if that's true. The sins of, I mean, it does affect our children, but personally, I like to know that if my father or mother commit a sin, they pay for their rascal sin too. Okay? Me as a child don't want to live believing that I'm going to pay for their fucking sins, because where's my compensation? That doesn't seem right. I don't think that God would set it up like that. Okay? So when we put it out there, we do get it back ourselves. And sometimes it does affect our children as well. Our good affects our children, our bad affects our children. But in the case where our children have to suffer for our bad, or I have to suffer for the bad that my parents did, it is unfair. But life itself is all about learning lessons as well. So it's not that God allowed it to hurt me. I'm supposed to learn life from these injustices, these unfortunate events. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Well, experience, they say, is the best teacher, and it's true. Alright, so the underlying issues about living life to the fullest, which is learning lessons. Understanding life itself is living life to the fullest. If we're living life and we don't really understand how life works, then we're not really living to the fullest. And I don't think that we probably ever get to live life to the fullest. We just do our best to do so. But I don't think we can ever know everything all the time. There's so much that we don't know, to be honest. So we just focus on what portion God wants us to have in this lifetime, because we will have what we need. Anything that we don't have is because we don't need it, because we're not meant to be everything to everybody all the time. That's why they say get in where you fit in. Yeah, that's why we have to learn to let some things go. You know, serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Okay. So I hope you got all of that. Right. Yeah, so live life to the fullest, become a clear channel. So clear channel talks about how you communicate and how you receive messages as well. Okay. Focus on success. Sometimes you have to retreat and think things through before making your next move. Okay? Alright. So we gotta laugh at your demons coming in next. That means don't let any of your weaknesses hold you back, or else you will have none but yourself to blame. And be patient. Okay? Life doesn't work when we want it to. Life works when it's meant to. And how it's meant to. So we have to accept disappointments gracefully. Because who has that formula for how life should best play out for us? It's not us. It's the supreme being. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with asking God why. Whether God answer you or not, that's another situation. But if you want to know why or how or when, ask. You know, God is like your parent. You want something, you ask your parent for it. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But with this parent, with the supreme being, it doesn't make mistakes. Okay? And it knows the end from the beginning. So we have no reason to not trust. And it has the power to manipulate. Because like I said, my cards had those little fine particles all over it that were messing with my respiratory tract. And not once did I think to myself, use the Hoover and suck them up, or as much as you can. Not once. And the Hoover's right here. So what does that say about us? And I'm a good person. Is it? It's so obvious. It's the obvious solution. If I tell you what I was thinking to do, my other solution was a mad one. I mean, I think it would probably work, but yeah, it would have made the particles flare up in the air, and I definitely would have been breathing them in, and the particles would have went everywhere. And in the Hoover, it's contained. Just suck it up. Not once did that idea come to me. I had to wait, be patient. So if you think you got enemies and you think your enemies are so smart, the same thing that happened to me in that scenario, it can happen to your enemy. Something that's so obvious. God just kept it away from their brain. And even Malika didn't think about it. But the idea came, I acted upon it, and here I am, able to do my work again. So, who's the boss? The Most High God. Clearly. As you can see, God doesn't make my way easy. And it's fine. I don't have a problem with that, actually. You got the strongest soldiers get the hardest fight. And the realest people live the hardest life. Sun will shine even after the darkest night. Better days are on the way. Alright, so we got the Emperor. It says, use logic and structure to increase your success. Get organized. A firm but compassionate leader. Use logic and structure. Now, logic and structure. If you're to use logic and structure, then it's assumed that you understand how things work. And that's why learning is important in this world. So what we're going to do is there are rules. There are divine rules and there are earthly rules. We're going to look up the meaning of logic according to these Google people. It says reasoning conducted or assessed according to strict principles of validity. So like I said, there are principles that govern the earth and principles that govern the spirit realm. So principles that govern our flesh, principles that govern our spirit. Yeah? So use logic and structure to increase your success. So in order for you to use logic when it comes to your spiritual life, your psychological life, your karmic life, you have to know the rules that apply. You know? You have to know the rules. And too many of us don't spend enough time understanding life itself, so we don't know the rules. And that's a bad start. However, life itself teaches us the rules if we pay attention. So what has life taught you? You need to reflect on those things and apply yourself accordingly. We the people. So yeah, so the Emperor, it's all about using logic and structure to increase our success. Our success being whatever it is that we're trying to achieve. That could be in business, relationships, family, self-development, or all of the above. Well, and all of the above. Because we're never just going after one thing, you know. Okay, so we got one card that came out, the Empress. Hey, so we got the Emperor and the Empress. Big shit. All right, so the Empress card says take time to take action, the power of creativity, making shit happen the right way. Success that allows for a life of luxury. Luxury could simply mean just being happy. It doesn't have to always include money. Money does help to make us happy, but you could be broke and still be happy if you're surrounded by good friends, supportive family members, uh, you have a good husband or a wife in your life. Uh, Maybe you're just working on some projects and they look promising. That's luxury, spiritual luxury. You understand? Now everybody have the luxury of being happy or feeling peaceful or having hope. These are luxuries. Life is all about how you see it. We take this type of stuff for granted when these type of things are actually the foundation of our being. Our spiritual life is the foundation of our physical life. We need to pay more attention. Our psychological life is the foundation of our physical life. We need to pay more attention. So yeah, so it's time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for a life of luxury. So whatever you want to achieve, you need to put in the effort to make it happen, which is exactly what the first deck was saying. You need to reflect on your truth and accept what is dying. Stop trying to hold on to dead relationships, dead situations, dead aims, dead objectives, dead ideologies, dead traditions, dead cultures. Let that shit die. So the underlying issue is we need to use logic and structure to increase our success, get organized, be a firm but compassionate leader. So in all our getting, we are being required to be firm but also have empathy for others. Take time to see the situation from the other person's perspective so that you will have a better idea of how to handle the issue that you have to deal with, the challenge that you have before you. It's not just about you. Because when we're selfish in situations, it causes anger to rise in the other person. Why? Because life is not black and white. There are shades of gray in between that should not be ignored. Success is really found in the shades of gray, handling those shades well. And we have the Five of Summer. It says, trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens or worries you. So there's that accept what is dying energy, and that laugh at your demons energy. I said, don't let nothing hold you back, and don't let nobody hold you back. If it's not working for you, don't hesitate to drop it, because it means that you're not meant to be doing that. Use your sense of discernment to decide what and who you should hold on to and what and who you actually should let go of. It's not worth it. Then we have the Eight of Winter. You have what it takes if only you believe in yourself, thinking that you're powerless when you're not. A lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. And that's where you should pray. If you're not sure what and who you should let go of, ask for guidance. So there are no excuses. And when you get your answer, trust it. Or don't, and suffer the consequences. It's up to you. So then we have falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. So this is where using your discernment is. It says you're falling in love like you found the answers, or you think you found the answers, but God is saying still, stay grounded. Stay grounded. Use your logic, not your emotions. Think like a boss. Okay? Exactly. Cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, and kindness to others. Think like a boss. Cautious but wise. So although you feel like you have the answer, there's still need for you to make sure before you make a move. Okay? We the people. It's time for us to wake up and live in our power by facing our truth. See, it's not about getting everything right, you know. It's about being responsible enough to admit when you haven't got something right. That's a major step into getting on the right path. Though people who want to be wrong and strong, they'll never find their way because they're gonna just keep running into a brick wall. Why? You're not going in the right direction. You think you run this, you don't. You will never run this. God is now and forever will be the boss. Capital B, capital O, capital S, capital S. Whether you believe in God or not is irrelevant. You didn't make this. Your mommy and daddy didn't make this either. And their mommy and daddy didn't make this. They don't even know how this year come about. We're all trying to figure this shit out. So put yourself where you belong in the hierarchy of existence. NASA and everybody else who have their great big philosophies, their Big Bang theories and their evolution theories, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about either. They think they're God. They didn't realize that God gave them the intelligence that they go around so pompous and so powerful with. God can take it back too, just like that. The Hoover was right there. And I'm an intelligent cookie. I'm a smart bitch. The Hoover was right there. And the thought never come to me not once. And Malika is a smart cookie too. And the thought didn't come to her. There's two of us in the house. Have a need. Have what we need as well. We have a need and we have what we need. But we're sitting in ignorance. Because God wasn't ready. Who's the boss? Right there. Humble yourselves before God. we need to humble ourselves before God and recognize that God is God. We are not God. We will never be gods. We are only gods after God. Can never be on the same level with God. Yeah. The fool says in his heart there is no God. The fool says in her heart there is no God. Creation was made with such intelligence. And if you want to say that it's some other worldly beings that created this creation, who created them? Because they're intelligent to have created this. So who created them? And when you answer that question, put on the next question on that. Because if it's another intelligence that created the intelligence that created this creation, which is so intelligent, who created the intelligence that created the intelligence that created this intelligence that is so intelligent? And keep going back. Since y'all want to act like you're so clever to justify your there is no God theory. You wish there was no God. You wish there was no all-seeing, all-knowing God. Ever-present, omnipresent God. You wish there was none. That's why you try to justify the shit. Because you're doing a lot of shit that you hope never to be found out. But there is a God. But God is a merciful God. God is a patient God. That's why you assume, say, God don't exist. You take God for fool. Nobody's saying that we need to live a boring life, you know. God didn't create all this for us to live a boring life or feel like life is not worth living. If you feel that way about life, you don't understand life. You don't understand creation, and you don't understand God. And the people who have been teaching us about life, creation, and God, they don't understand life, creation, or God. They only think they do. Because a lot of them are going after what other people before them taught them. And that's where we keep making our mistakes. We need to get to know and understand God for ourselves. Stop allowing our pastors and our imams and our parents and grandparents and our cult leaders to describe, define, and identify God for us. We are all intelligent. Yep. Even the babies. Okay, so we got Bridget at the bottom of the deck, the goddess of the eternal flame. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light get even brighter. That means we get smarter, we get braver, we develop, we grow in the right direction, understanding what is true, or knowing what is true and understanding that thing, or at least attempting to. Seekers. We're supposed to be seekers. We're not supposed to be living in these societies feeling like the answers are all there laid out for us, because the people who run these societies, they have their own agenda. And they program our minds according to their agenda. They make us believe what they want us to believe. Because making us believe the things that we believe in is in their best interest. It's not in ours. That's why we complain about education system. We complain about the medical system. We complain about how relationships are going. We complain about men. We complain about women. We complain about how to raise children. We complain about the prison system. We complain about the court system. We complain about our communities. We complain about everything. Chemtrails. We complain about fluoride or whatever they put in the water. Whatever they put in the water. We complain about how they're growing our food. They're not of the highest quality. See, this is why they want to take me out. But I don't give a fuck. This is what I'm here for. Because it's true. If I was telling lies, then it'd be a different thing. But I'm telling the truth, and somebody's gotta say it. We complain about governments. We complain about housing. We complain about the list goes on and on and on and on. Inequality, racism, and now therapy is a big thing. Can we really trust these therapists? Are they actually meant to heal us? Is that their actual aim, or is that just what they tell us? Or are they meant to just give us enough so that we keep coming back because we are their paycheck? If they heal us, we will all go away one by one. We have no need for our therapist anymore. Same with the medical system. If they heal us, we'll have no need to come and spend any more money and use their system, because we know how to take care of ourselves. That's why they don't teach preventative medicine in this society. They don't teach us how to actually care for ourselves in this society. If you want to have so much time, I should say, if you want to take so much time, how much time do we spend in school growing up? And how much do we learn about actually taking care of ourselves? Foundational knowledge. How much do we learn about law and they expect us to follow their law? They expect us to be stand-up citizens, but they teach us nothing about how to be stand-up citizens or how to be our best selves. But then they say they want us to be stand-up citizens. They say they want us to be well and they want us to be happy, and they don't mean that shit. Kill, steal, and destroy. And one more thing need to be added to that list: control. When they were writing the book, they forgot to put that part. Kill, steal, destroy, and control. That's what the wannabe gods are all about. If they can't control you, they'll either kill, steal, or destroy. Your future, your destiny, your peace. Your happiness. So Bridget did want to come out. Straight. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. we have to look out for each other, because those who put themselves in position, because I can't even say we put them there, because you think elections are fair? You think we the people have any say in anything? So yeah, I think I want to read from the book for this part. La 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 la. La 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 la. So, Brigitte. La 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 la. La 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 la. Sheesh. 162, page 162. I need light. Let there be light. Okay. So I'm going to show you as usual so that you can read it yourself. Because sometimes my reading is a bit choppy. Just take a picture, zoom in. Alright, so we got Bridget, the goddess of the eternal flame. I am in eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. Because that's what I focus on. It said who she is. Bridget represents the essence of an inner dawn and the healing that comes from knowing that the best is yet to come. Alright, we like that. Bridget is the goddess of pre-Christian Ireland. She is associated with the Indo-Europe. Yeah, I don't really care about that part. I think we got the part that we needed. Okay, here we go. It is said that at the moment between between dusk and daybreak, Bridget arose into the sky with flames like rays of the sun blazing in her hair. There's a shrine near. Yeah, I don't know about all that stuff. Okay, I don't really read this book. I usually just interpret them myself, but I thought, let me dig in some more. That's like history and stuff like that. I can't testify that any of that is true, so I'm not gonna put it in your brain. But what we do know is true is the essence of inner dawn and the healing that comes from knowing that the best is yet to come. So what does it mean when it say, and each day my light grows brighter? It means that the best is yet to come. They put it better than I could. So, I am an eternal flame, which means I am great. And then it says, and each day my light grows brighter. I'm going to get even better. So I kind of said it right. More wisdom, more love, more happiness, more stability, more power, more magic, more magical, more friends. We don't want no more enemies, we got enough. More associates. Alright, let's get the next message. Yeah, so this book is more about history of the characters, but I'm more about what they represent. Okay, because I don't know anything about that history. I just leave it alone. I talk about what I know. I don't talk about what I don't know. Alright, so let's get the next message. So those of us who work for better, we will get it. We will see it. If we don't work for it, it will not come. Period. So those three decks are saying the same thing. And the Bridget card is basically saying Once you put the work in, have hope. Okay, you notice how sometimes the people you bless don't end up being the ones who bless you, but you do get your blessing anyway by somebody else that you didn't bless blessing you. These little principles we need to recognize in life and know that that is how things work. Sometimes the person that you bless will bless you back, but sometimes the good that you do, it doesn't come back to you from the one that you did it to, and it's okay. So once you get your blessing, you get your blessing, you know. So are you getting the picture that God is trying to paint for us yet? I'm hearing a yes. Very nice. So let's see what else God want to tell us. It's time for us to be strong. We need to put the fake gods, the wannabe gods, in their bumbleclad place. We are gods and goddesses too. They want to be God. We are gods. But the difference is we recognize ourselves as God under the God. We have nothing to do with how any of this was made. So we cannot possibly be the God. Take charge over yourself, not others. Two more. At the bottom of the deck, the end of a tough cycle approaches. Exactly. Because if you're putting in the work, you will reap the rewards. But hear what now? The end of a tough cycle approaches, it doesn't mean, say, that there won't be challenges. It just means, say, you will be given the wisdom, the strength, the courage to deal with them. Have you ever been in the middle of a storm but you still feel calm? That's what we should be aiming for. Not aiming for a life with no problems. A life with no problems at all is basically a dead one. What's your purpose in being here? I mean, to each their own at the end of the day. But to me personally, it just seems pointless. It's not about not feeling cold, it's about being able to be warm in the middle of the cold. You understand? So life is trying to teach us that everything doesn't have to be perfect for us to be grateful. Everything doesn't have to be exactly how we want it for us to give God thanks. For us to feel like we're winning. For us to pat ourselves on the back. For us to love ourselves and love each other. Things will never be 100% perfect. So while you're waiting for this 100% perfection, what are you going to do in the meantime? Just remain miserable, stay stressed, feel like life is so unfair. That'll make you sick. All them negative emotions, they create physical sickness in the body. And that's why it's important for us to take care of our psychological health. our spiritual health. It decides what happens in our physical world. Our psychological health and our spiritual health decides what happened to us in the physical world. People think themselves into illness. Me, when I'm angry for too long, my face takes a different shape. I see myself looking less beautiful when I remain in an energy of anger or disappointment or sadness for too long. I actually start to morph physically. And only God knows what's going on internally, because I see it on my face, but what else is going on internally, chemically, you know? So we have to mind how we're approaching life and how we're moving through life. We have a lot more power than we realize, but first we need knowledge. Alrighty. So we got, what do you need to release? Accept what is dying. What and who you need to let go of. Talking from traditions, cultures, practices, businesses, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, children, parents, grandparents, friends, colleagues, car, house, shoes, clothes, belt, hair, lashes, nails, BBLs. Beliefs. Unlearning things so that we can learn the real things. What do you need to release? Do it. And we got, don't let pride get in your way. So fuck what they think. Don't worry about how people gonna see you. This is about your future, your happiness, your stability. If you're not good, you cannot be your best self to cater to anybody that you love. Not your children, not your man, not your woman, not your husband, not your wife, not your friend, not your best friend. If you're not at your best, you cannot be or give your best to anybody around you. Take care of yourself. Mentally, spiritually, and physically. What do you need to release? Or who do you need to release? Exactly, the end of a tough cycle approaches. So once you do that, all your hardships will go away. We're here to learn. We're here to develop. We're here to grow. Those hardships go away, you get a break, and then some other ones develop. But at least you've taken a step forward in the right direction. So what other greatness are you bringing in by letting go what is bad or who is bad for you? You see it? When you clear your space, you make room for what is actually for you if you make right decisions. Because it don't make no sense to clear the space of something bad and replace it with something bad. That's counterproductive. Clear the space of something bad and replace it with something good. Oh, there's so much less of those particles. I can actually breathe. I don't have to blow my nose. I'm not really tasting much of it on my tongue. There's a little bit there, but nothing to talk about. Last time the shit was so much it was making my mouth like bubbly. I was like, oh, what? I know that happens when I get dehydrated, but I didn't realize that the particles were going in my mouth, and every time I took a breath and spoke and stuff like that, it just mixed with my saliva. I was making gas bubbles. I was like, what the heck? You live and you learn. Now I understand the situation a lot more. Many men wish death upon me. But God said nay.
This is a challenge. This is a big challenge.
Very nice, very nice. See, God has been testing me with these cards, you know. God is not making my way easy at all. But it's fine. This is me in college. Real university. Because these idiots, they can't, listen, don't listen to nobody tell you that they can teach you tarot. Nobody has access to the Akashic records unless God grants it. Only God can teach us this. Just so you know. This is us invading God's records. Present, past, and future. Nobody else has access to such files except God. Grant them the access. Just so you know. Okay. Alright, so at the bottom of the deck we got loneliness. I know that I am never alone. So here's another part of the message. If you're never alone, who is with you? God is always with us. Okay. Yeah. Let's read all these cards like they came out here in reverse. This one did. Let's check. Yep, reverse. Alright, so the first card we have to come out, it says loneliness, yeah. It's about loneliness. So then we got empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Okay. And we got honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So you are never alone. Who is always with you? It's nice to have a mother, father, sister, brother, daughter, son, cousin, boyfriend. It's nice to have those, but the best person to keep with you so that you can get that honesty from yourself is your God. Sometimes we have to leave other people's opinions out of things and listen to the voice that is speaking within us. Pay attention to the dreams that we're getting from the divine, the messages that's coming in from the divine. Everybody else is secondary. Nobody should be on the same level with your God when it comes to your friendships or your relationships, including having children, offspring and siblings and all them. They can't come close to where your God fit in your life. Because people will let go of you and sell you out for the right price. Always be ready to tread life by yourself if necessary. You and your God alone. It's friendship stayed in the reverse. You see that? Sometimes you have no friends beside yourself and the God that sustains you. So sometimes you need to put other people's feelings aside and opinions and trust yourself. Trust that which is in you alone. Fuck a friend. Fuck a mother, fuck a father, fuck a grandma, fuck a grandpa, fuck a daughter, fuck a son, fuck a boss, fuck a preacher, fuck all of them. Once you know that they can't be trusted, let them go. Because you're never alone anyway. Your God is forever with you. The underlying issue is regrets. They'll let you down sometimes. I know that I cannot change the past, but God is giving you the message now so you can avoid these things in the future. I can't change the past, it happened already. So how are you gonna move going forward? Move smarter. So we got gratitude coming in next. I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. The opportunities being the lessons that we've learned about people. We would hope that those we love wouldn't let us down. But the ugly truth of life is sometimes you can't trust your mom. Sometimes you can't trust your dad. Sometimes you can't trust your children. Sometimes you can't trust your pastor. Sometimes you can't trust the police. Sometimes you can't trust the judge. Sometimes you can't trust your dentist. Sometimes you can't trust the nurse. Sometimes you can't trust your babysitter. Sometimes you can't trust your wife. Sometimes you can't trust your husband. Sometimes you can't trust your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Sometimes you can't trust the other drivers on the road. Sometimes you can't trust the other pedestrians on the road. These are all lessons. Not to create a state of paranoia. But we're slipping into some crazy times. I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better. We're headed into better times, but some shit needs to happen before we consciously make the decision to make good decisions. Going through really hard times tend to be a great catalyst to encourage people to make good decisions. So sometimes shit have to get really, really, really bad in order to motivate some people in the right direction. And I think that's what we're headed into. That's what we're in now. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence inside. So, people will let you down sometimes. Be grateful for the lessons that life teach you. And find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Because God says, I'm with you. I'm always with you. So if you listen to me, you'll be alright. I was watching a movie yesterday, and there was this pastor on the movie, and he was saying how he was saying that our troubles are actually our joys. And there was this woman in the audience who stood up, and she was disputing that, because it's like she can't understand. What do you mean by our troubles are joyous times, or something like that? But if she knew God the way I knew God, and if she knew creation the way I knew creation, that wouldn't be a mystery to her. Because what that means is, in our troubles, we have a chance to grow. We have a chance to learn. We have a chance to experience. We have a chance to grow. So yeah, it doesn't feel good, but after the fact, we look back at every hardship that we have been through. Once we've allowed ourselves to learn and grow from those hardships, we can look back at every single hardship that we've been through and see the humor in it, see the lighter side of it. Even in some of the most craziest experiences. Yeah, I've been raped before. It didn't feel good well, I could look back now and say, dude, dick was so small. It's like, what are you doing? And I was being assaulted. At the time, I wasn't thinking that, but looking back, I can see clearly, like, that's embarrassing for you. Like, what are you doing? I know he must have been embarrassed too. Because I remember while it's happening, I'm thinking, oh wow, it's like the second smallest one I've experienced in my life. And that was a traumatic experience. It's a violation of my person. Nobody wants to be raped, according to these people on social media. Nobody wants to be SA'd. Nobody wants to be violated sexually. But that was embarrassing for him. It's like, oh. Yeah, so nothing lasts forever, Weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning, or a couple of years after. So it's for us to see these experiences for what they are. We're meant to learn from life. Not allow life to break us down and we just stay down like some pussies. Okay? Life goes on, bruv. Learn to let things go. If you hold on to violations, that means it is holding you back. It now has the power over you and your future, your destiny. That's why it's so important to let shit go, bruv, and live some more. Nobody at all out there has all good stories to tell about their life. Yet everybody get up and get on with their life, because it's, what else you gonna do? I mean, if you're ready to leave, you could press delete, but if you don't plan on pressing delete, then why you gonna be here and be all sad and what's the word when you've lost, feel defeated? Why you gonna stay in the land of the living a defeatist life? The fact that you're here is an opportunity for you to be a winner. Like, what did you learn? Who can you help with your story? What can you do with your story to help yourself? Stop victimizing yourself and live. Overcome. Boss shit. Simple. You're a victim today, don't be a victim tomorrow of the same damn thing. Shit that done happened years ago, you're still feeling the victim of it today? Why? What has that done for you? How has that served you? Let it go and live. Use it to make some rascal money. Write some book, write some music, write some plays, write some leaflets. Start a freaking YouTube channel. Life goes on. We got a joyful muse, inspiration, and grace and generosity wanted to show itself. Exactly. Inspire somebody else, bro. Overcome and then inspire somebody else. Fuck a victim life. Fuck is that? Hurt people hurt people. We don't need no more hurt people.
We need people who are willing to overcome, people who are willing to heal, people who are willing to learn from life's bad experiences, people who are learn to live knowing that there are other good experiences there for them. Not people who just hold on to that bad experience and feel like this is all that there is ever going to be in life. Fuck that. It's a lie. And if you find happiness in thinking that way, y'all need your own community so you can all be sad and fucked up together. Don't be out here among us. Cause hurt people. Go somewhere and just hurt each other. Enjoy that. Don't come associate with people like me who is an overcomer and people like me who have hope in a better day and will always have hope in a better day no matter what. Don't fucking come around with your dumb shit. I deal with bosses, not bitches. One more time. Healing takes time, don't get me wrong. But you need to be actively putting in the effort to heal. If you're not trying, you'll never heal. What are you doing? You tried it. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what else does got completion? The end. Close the bumbleclot door. Let that shit go. What do you need to release? Blood circulation.
one of those. Okay, so let go and let the chips fall where they may. The fates. The fates. Let go so that your fate can actually take place. Because you know, when you hold on to hurt, when you hold on to people and things and places and traditions and cultures and mindsets and formulas, and when you hold on to these things, when you hold on to the wrong ones, you actually change your fate. You divert yourself away from where you should actually be in life. And that's what these people are trying to do with me. They're trying to divert me from my fate, but they're just taking me there anyway. They're taking me there in style. So anyway, so yeah, when we let go, when you close the door on things that are not for you, on people that are not for you, you open the door to what actually is. Now all you have to do is make better choices, make the right choice. Because whatever God has planned for all of us is actually something really good. It doesn't mean that we're not going to go through anything, but all the things that we go through are necessary for what's coming next. All the lessons that we learn from all the things that we go through are necessary for us to have staying power, for us to be effective wherever our life is going next. God don't make mistakes. Okay? Apologies. Took a long time before I had to do that. It bounced off the rim. Okay, so yeah, so the underlying issue is connectivity. Exactly. Connecting with what and who is actually for you. When you close the door to that which is not for you, that which is not serving your highest good, your best self, that which does not lead you to your success, when you close those doors, you allow fate to take place, which is you connecting with all the people, places, opportunities, experiences, all the things that are actually for you, that help to build you into a better you, that you can then help to build others into a better them. Because life is not about ourselves. Okay, so connectivity, then we got initiation. So once we connect, then we start making choices and their consequences. So once we allow fate to flow, we connect with who we have to, and that starts our feast of plenty. Just know that every choice has their consequences. That's why I said make the right choices. Okay? Once you make the right choices, you will be replenished. Time to replenish. Divinely. The divine feminine or divine masculine, whatever you are. We got intentionality is rest and renewal. A new you, an improved you, a better you, protecting the future. Exactly, your destiny. Compassion, be nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself, because you can't always count on other people to be nice to you. Let's see what this mystery card is. Meditation and stillness. Peace. Sometimes it's time to just stop for a moment. Stop and listen. Like now, God has a lot to say. God has said a lot. Stop and listen. Listen to your inner voice. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the visions you get while you're awake. It doesn't mean all of them are from God, so you have to use
a spirit of discernment to decide what's from people, because some people have the power to invade your mental space, and God also has the power to do so. So what dreams are from people and what dreams are from God? Be careful. If you're not sure, ask God. Pray about it. Sometimes you can hear the voice of God in your head. Sometimes it's like you get the message, but you don't hear an actual sound in your spiritual ear. See, like how you can see things with your spiritual eyes? You can see things in your mind's eye. We also have a mind's ear. So sometimes you can hear God talking to you in your mind ear. Sometimes it's like the message comes to you, but you don't hear an actual voice. The message just comes to you. You just have a knowing. That's what I've experienced so far. But God doesn't shout. That's one thing I realize. When God is communicating with you, it's very subtle. It's very gentle. Most of the time. Most of the time, because for some people, yeah, oh, yeah, God be brutal with them. Okay, so I'm only speaking from my experience. God doesn't shout at me. If I'm not paying attention well, I'll miss what the hell God said. Sometimes I try to block out what God said, because sometimes God is saying things I don't want to hear. And it's like, okay, you're gonna do what you want to do anyway. You just have to suffer the consequences. I'm like, cool. But yeah, so understand the God within you, understand your own walk with God, your own relationship with God. Okay? Because for some people, you see, for some people, karma take forever. So for some people, karma come like this. Instantly. For some people, karma like it will never come. For some people, that's not their path in life. And I think it depends on who you are in the grand scheme of things. You see, like how we have a physical government on earth, we have a spiritual government. We are here to fit a purpose, a position. And depending on who you are in the story of life, it determines how God communicate with you and how karma deals with you. You see, if God wants to use you as a shining example, well, for some people, I know one person, karma don't ramp. That shit happened quick. Okay? So know who you are in the grand scheme of things and recognize how life interacts with you. So nobody can teach you everything you need to know about God. You have to get to know God for yourself. It's imperative that we know God for ourselves. Ain't nothing wrong with listening to other people, but what has life taught you? That's most important to you. We got two more decks. Just this one and one more. Seriously. So let me tell y'all what's happening right here, right now, yeah. I keep putting the deck over here, so I leave myself not enough space because I'm trying to put them in order. And I need to remember to put it over here when I'm starting to separate them at the end, yeah? So God is trying to make it so abundantly clear to me, like I told you to put it over here. You keep forgetting. So now what are you going to do for space? So now I have to put them, I have to remember how the hell I put them. You have to know how, oh great. You have to know how, there's no more space, okay? I learned my lesson now. I'm gonna try and remember this time, okay? That's it. I'm good now. You're embarrassing me in front of my audience. And that's how God moved with me, people. Have to beg for mercy just now, boy. So we got increase. You have successfully manifested something near and dear to your heart. Once you close all them chapters, them fuckery chapters, fuckery people, fuckery thought patterns, yeah. All you got left is the good things. Now progress can be made. Somebody need to remind me to put the deck over here. That's ridiculous. Okay, so that's a mystery card. See? Boundaries. Once you get rid of those people, places, things, ideas, ideologies, cultures, traditions, beliefs, all them things, once you put a distance between you and these things and start making better choices, then increase is inevitable. It doesn't mean that you're gonna get exactly what you want right away, but you're on your way there. And every experience that you encounter on your way there is necessary for when you get there. Okay? So you are learning the gentle art of setting boundaries and saying no. The underlying issue, soul group, exactly. If you not my peoples, go where you belong. Okay? Hurt people. I is not a hurt person. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. Don't come around me. Cause you're not gonna find sympathy here. A fuckery is fuckery. Period. Life hurt you in the past. That don't mean that you have the right to be hurt forever and hurt people because you've been fucking hurt. Don't bring that shit over here. I don't speak that language. I speak the language of champions, overcomers, winners, bosses. Yeah. If you're not my peoples, then don't come around me, bruv. Yes or no? That's why I don't have a lot of friends. So we say, this one says, you are getting ready to unite with members of your soul family. And then we have past life connections. You are currently healing past life wounds. Then we have connection. You are very connected to the heavenly realms. See, these are for those who choose to heal. This message is for those who choose to heal, not for those who think there is no God, not for those who think that they'll never overcome their past hurts. This is not for you. You need to go to the tarot readers who preach hate and victim lifestyle and all that dark shit. They are your peoples. That's your soul group. I speak to bosses. Perception. You are getting ready to have a shift in perception that will change everything. Exactly. Our thought life, our mind, it dictates what happens in our real world. You think it, you choose it, the shit manifests. Alright, so the mystery card is the void. You may be covering up the emptiness or pain within through an addiction. Alright. Now, so this is talking about those who are choosing not to deal with the challenges that are being spoken of in this reading. Because some people will see what's wrong, they know what's wrong, but they choose not to deal with it because, and everybody's reason is different. It could be because they don't want to be outcasted from society, because they don't want to be seen as the odd one, because they don't want to lose their rights to some kind of a sponsorship, or because they don't want to make somebody upset, you know, because they fear the consequences of their actions. All that don't matter. So instead of choosing to deal with the issue, some people choose to cover up the emptiness and the pain through an addiction. Well, like I said, I don't talk to losers. This isn't the channel for you. Okay? So that's all I have to say on those people who choose to do that. Because I'm not saying that you can't take some time and choose not to deal with a situation, but deal with the situation. Once you've taken your time to breathe a little bit, because sometimes you just need to be able to breathe a little bit, hence the meditation and stillness card. But even though the choices are hard, even though you may be ruffling feathers, even though shit may get hard for you because of your stance, you still have a decision to make, and it's in your best interest to go through the fire, go through that hardship. If you choose to avoid to make the right decision because you're trying to avoid hardship, you have nobody but yourself to blame for your hardship. Build on solid ground. Say what you mean what you say. Take action. Use logic and structure to take action. No excuses, bro. We're not in a time of humans, of the human story or the creation story where we can afford to be playing around, because those who wish to kill, steal, destroy and control, they are not playing around. They're not choosing to feel timid or weak or hopeless. They believe they can achieve all the wicked things that they have set. All the wicked agendas that they have set for we the people, they believe that they can do it. So what the hell are you the people doing about it? And it's not about trying to go around and correct the system. If we correct ourselves, if we correct our own lives, the system itself will drop. The system will fail. The system needs us to be liars. The system needs us to be thieves. The system needs us to be murderers. The system needs us to be cold towards each other. The system needs us to be afraid to talk, to survive. The system needs us to feel the need to be liked, to survive. We don't need to correct the system, we need to correct ourselves. and the system itself will fall. They will have to correct their system because they'll see that it's not working. All the money that they're using to funnel the system or to keep the system running, it comes from we the people. Majority of that money comes from we the people. We need to learn to say no and mean no. You can't be afraid to suffer for what you know is right. Because the sufferation won't stay forever, but at least you can feel proud of yourself for standing up for the right thing. Standing in your power. Let's get this last message. We can't all be losers. We can't all be weak. We can't all be scared and expect things to get right in our societies. If we want a better society, we have to make it that way. Because those who have the power to decide how society is run, they have absolutely no intention of making society in such a way that it favors we the people. We're not allowed to be comfortable. We're not allowed to be winners unless they decide we're allowed to be. And the only way they decide that you're allowed to be a winner is if you're willing to compromise your soul, compromise your moral compass. Choices and their consequences. Or you can hold out, say no, and let God clear the dirtiness out of your way for you, like me. Which would mean that on your way there, you're going to encounter some difficulty, like they're going to try to hurt you with some nasty fumes in your yard. They're going to try to poison your foods even more than they're already poisoning it. They're going to try to poison your cigarettes. They're going to try to make you lose your beauty by fucking up your teeth. They're going to put fake dentists around to fucking glue some shit in your mouth. I don't even know what they put in my mouth. It could be bugs or something, so if I try to whisper, they can hear what I'm saying. I got two of them in my mouth. Man use crazy glue or super glue. I've been going to the dentist to fill cavities for a while now. And I know what I smelled. It was super glue. Two of my teeth, they put something in my teeth. They super glued something in my rascal teeth. You go through shit like that when you choose to stand up for what is right. It's not the end of the world. Okay? Because if your hands are clean and your heart is pure and you know what the fuck you're dealing with, then act accordingly. Don't be a fool. And if you don't know what to do, you pray. Because you're never alone. There's no excuses. You choose to allow fear to make you make bad decisions in life, then accept the consequences of your stupid choices. Simple. They're gonna shut down your bank account with no proper cause, and nobody can tell them nothing. Why? Because they run society. Nobody wants to suffer the way that I'm suffering, and I understand, but at the end of the day, you want the prize, but you don't want to pay the price. It don't work that way.
One more time. Nah. You almost got me. You almost got me. It's cool. You can do whatever you want to do with me now. I did the right thing. So, boy. You can do whatever you like. Alright. So at the bottom of the deck we've got blossoming. Blossoming. Something that's blossoming is slow, steady, and sure growth. Okay? Slow, steady, sure growth. Alright? Yeah. So don't be in a rush. Be patient. You know? Take the scenic route to your destiny. No, I should say this. Be cool with taking the scenic route towards your destiny. And this is the reason why people need to stop believing in age. Just because you're 70 don't mean that your life is soon over. Who tell you that? They lied. Just because you're 95 don't mean that your life is soon over. Who tell you that? Them lie. Just because you're 120, who tell you your life is soon over? Them lie. Live. Just live. It's not natural for us to be dying at these young ages. It's very unnatural. It's unnatural. God gave us everything we need to look after ourselves. All we need is the knowledge, which we don't spend much time on at all. And then we wonder why we look saggy, wrinkly, why we weak, why our bones don't repair the way that they used to. How are you living? How were you living for the last couple of years? Most likely choosing to believe that all we get is 80 years, if we're lucky. It's a lie. We got so much things to unlearn and relearn. We have been lied to, ridiculously so, by the people who run this society, our respective societies. How long we live depends on how we care for ourselves. Physically, spiritually, aka morally. Yeah. Do your best and let God do the rest. So the blossoming card wanted to come out. Exactly, look at this. Vulnerability. That's the underline. You can't do it all. Do your best and let God do the rest. Yeah, see? Knowledge. That's what we're missing. Knowledge. Our vulnerability is our lack of knowledge. And we choose to let the wrong people program our minds. Let me get the book to read this blossoming card. We're being raised by idiots. We're giving the idiots the power and the respect and the consideration that we should be giving to God. So blossoming, let's call on the fairies, guardians of flowers. Bestow upon you their magical powers. Breathe in the fragrance, filling your heart. Beauty surrounds you, ne'er to depart. Work with the magic, with harm to none, to heal and restore you. There, it is done. I like that. So it says, wake up and smell the roses. Take a good look at what is really going on around you. Whilst you think that all is perfect in your world, you may need to reevaluate the situation. You would be wise to question what has been said recently, as well as the motives of others. By doing so, you could begin to see an entirely different scene emerging, which is what a lot of people run from. The truth, the ugly truth. Look at areas in your life where you could improve things, or investigate more deeply into situations that you have previously skimmed over, for some pruning is in order. The flower fairies will tell you of how each of their wards, the flowers they tend to, have their own restorative properties, which is the spirit of the plant, the diva, who can assist those who seek them out spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Interesting. Let me read that again. The flower fairies will tell you of how each of their wards have their own restorative properties, which is the spirit of the plant. Okay, so the spirit of the plant would be its healing properties. So if you want to ask a plant, who are you? You know who the plant is by what it does. Okay, gotcha. So it says, who can assist those who seek them out spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Flowers bring into the world the sacred gift of color and fragrance, and are a natural source of cosmic energy that one can draw upon, whether you are aware of it or not. Ooh. So I urge you to literally smell the roses and breathe in their healing power, of which will penetrate deep into your heart, opening up your blossoming awareness to love. Interesting. As I sprinkle my traveling friends in the picture here with magic, they will awaken from the eternal sleep effect of the poppies that surround them. Let me read that again. As I sprinkle my traveling friends in the picture here with magic, they will awaken from the eternal sleep effect of the poppies that surround them. Let me show you. So she says, as I sprinkle my traveling friends in the picture here with magic, they will arise from the poppies that surround them. They arise from the sleep effect that the poppies have put them in. So it says, arise and bring the beauty and fragrance of flowers into your life. Place them in your home, at work, your garden, and notice how their healing energies, including color, evoke your senses on every level. So yeah, so this is saying you can get some flowers for real, to remind you of the beauty of life. And if you're feeling right now like fuck off flowers, then that says a lot about where you're at on your healing journey, or your lack of a healing journey thereof. So to those of you who get this message, and those of you who value what's been said in this message, we're talking to you. If you don't care about what's being said in this message, we're not talking to you. Okay? Anything you didn't understand in this message and you care about this message, go and take a sit down and talk to your God, your guides, your ancestors, your guardian angels, whatever it is that you believe in. Go have a talk with them so that they can make it clear to you. But I think everything that was said here was quite clear. Okay? So yeah, it's time to arise and take charge of your life, or else allow these wannabe gods to continue to run your life for you, run your societies, your communities for you. Okay? Toto. Until next time, guys, take care of yourselves and each other.